Hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Zipporah if you're new here, and the purpose of this channel is to help by sharing my real life experiences as a lady who's been through some things. Okay? Okay. Today we are here to focus on one thing and one thing only, and that is co-parenting with Jesus. The banner of this channel says videos whenever God sees fit. Let's not say I'm a liar, but a procrastinator. Yes, the Lord gave me this video idea in February, and it is now mid-April. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I don't know. Life, you know? You know. Okay, so we're here. We're here. Now, during this series, we are going to have some tough conversations, but I promise to bring the good vibes and comedy. Okay? You might cry, but you're gonna laugh at the same time. Different stages of single motherhood. In my head, I'm thinking of 5. Do I know those 5 stages off the top of my head? No, I don't. Maybe there'll be 3. I don't know. We'll see what the Lord says, and I will just go on. The purpose of this series is to take us from single motherhood devastation to co-parenting with Jesus on the mountaintop. Okay? He is here for the single moms. He's here for the single dads. He's here for the parents that are trying. He's here for us all, actually, really, even if we're not trying. It was the Lord that prompted these conversations. Okay? Don't be mad at me, because he's talking to me just as much as he's talking to you. Now you may, at this point in the video, be asking yourself, what makes you qualified to be doing a series on being a single mom? Yeah, I've been a single mother for 10 years, and I have 2 baby daddies that are very different. So, I mean, I feel like I have a very well-rounded view on this. So you may have stumbled upon this video and thought, I'm not a single mom. This is irrelevant to me. You need to watch this video. The amount of understanding that he's going to provide through this series is going to be groundbreaking. Okay, let me share some statistics with you from Le Google to give you a more well-rounded understanding on why this video is so important. The percentage of children in a single-parent home has risen from 9% in 1960 to a whopping 25% in 2023. While teen pregnancy has decreased, the number of single mothers over the age of 30 has increased and is rising. Okay, there are roughly 10.9 to 15 million single-parent households, with over 80% of them being led by the mothers. Are you kidding me? 47% of Black mothers, 25% of Hispanic mothers, and 14% of white mothers are single mothers. And roughly 40 to 42% of single mothers are never married, 40% are divorced and separated, and 1% are widowed. And then, it goes on to say about how much higher the poverty rates are for single mothers, and etc., and all this to say. I believe that a lot of people will be able to recognize themselves here. So go ahead and subscribe. Don't make it weird. Hit the button. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. We just hit 201 subscribers. No one with half a heart can wrap their head around never, having a kid and then never meeting them, or never being a part of their life, or never, learning about them, or getting to know them, or, seeing them grow up. No, that's not normal. But it has become normalized. So I met my son's dad. We were not together. We're not married. We're not even boyfriend and girlfriend. We hooked up, and I kept doing my thing. I went on about my life, and then eventually I found out that I was pregnant. And we tried to make it work. It didn't. We tried to make it work again. It didn't. Back and forth, back and forth. I never expected to be a single mom. We maybe didn't start out right, but we tried. We tried to have a holy relationship that was pleasing to God, but neither one of us knew really what a relationship with God even looked like. Keeping the family dynamic together is a major thing that keeps us staying so long. I know for me, I held on as long as I possibly could, even longer than I probably should have, obviously, especially with the way that everything ended up. Those relationships can have you unrecognizable from the outside looking in, doing things that you never would have thought in a million years that you would be capable of. Embarrassing, embarrassing, embarrassing. I ended up marrying him, knowing that this was not a good idea. I probably should say no, but did I say no? No, I didn't. Because I was worried about where my son's next meal was going to come from, how we were going to take care of the bills, how we were going to survive. Nobody would blame you if you were stuck here. This is not an easy thing. Being an independent, killing it, awesome, amazing single mom is not an aspiration that you want to be as a teenager. I mean, obviously I chose with my decisions, but I didn't know. I didn't know this is what it would be like. Sometimes I can be so on the other side of the spectrum of a hopeless romantic that I'm just like, oh, they're causing weirdness for you with your kids and your parenting? Yeah, go ahead and cut them off. Yeah, you can do it by yourself. I'm a strong believer that co-parenting with Jesus is where it's at. And you could do that with a husband or a wife, or you could do that by yourself. But it should be a priority as a child. When your parents tell you not to do this or that, you think, oh my gosh, they really must hate me. They don't want me to have any fun at all. Let me live, mother. I know my kids be thinking that sometimes. I know they do. But I'm thinking about the future you, much like the Lord. He's thinking about how you're going to feel after you do that sin. He says not to exchange, not to become one with someone that you're not married to. It's out of your protection. It's not because he's trying to ruin your vibe or kill your fun. He's trying to protect you from scenarios just like I explained. 12-year-old me could never. I'm sure she's shaking in her boots. What do you mean you have 2 kids and you're not married? Slut. But, I mean, it could happen to anybody. People talk about the baby stage when they're newborns and they poo and they pee and they cry and they throw up and they just, they can't do anything, but, you have to move them around everywhere. And that's hard because they only sleep for 3 hours. What about when they start talking back? What about when they're funny and they start talking back? That's a real problem. I'm gonna start making my kids do like rap battles or something to get out of trouble because I gotta at least go viral off of this stuff. Just kidding. See, and that's why you don't have a family channel, because then you would have to make crazy decisions like that between morals and what your followers want, the money and the views, and what's right. Of course, we're talking about single parenting here. This stage is irrelevant in any kind of toxic relationship. You're becoming aware. Skippity-dee, skippity, running through the daisies in my rose-colored glasses, just living my rainbow unicorn fantasy. Then the Lord smacks some babies off my head. They crash on the floor, and I'm like, oh, I hate everything about this. Get me out of here expeditiously. Later. There's a special kind of delusion that a single mom has for her baby daddy. You want to give them the benefit of every doubt in the whole entire world and universe and light year beyond, because y'all had a baby. And I mean, nobody can tell you you're done until you are done. Parents, your friends, everyone can get mad at you. You can lose all of your positive relationships. You can lose all of everything. But if you're not ready to go, if you're not ready to let go of that relationship, you'll be right back. I know how it feels to be that person who genuinely, with everything inside of you, once you get out of this relationship, you're exhausted. You don't want anything to do with it anymore, but you just can't let go. But I've also been that person who knows that there is another side to that, and that if you just let go and trust the Lord and let Him lead you through all of that, you will make it and you will be better for it. This is one of the scariest steps, admitting to yourself, hey, this ain't gonna work. I gotta go. We have to figure out how to do this separately, or I'm gonna have to do this by myself. Either way, I'm out. And when you make that decision and you're serious, it's different than any other time that you've made it. My ex-husband, I would just vent. He would make me upset, and I would call my mom, and I would just tell her about how awful he was, and she would get so mad and just leave him, Zipporah. And I'd be like, yeah, I know, I'm gonna leave him. I really need to leave him. And then she'd talk to me 2 days later, and everything was fine. It's exhausting for you listening to it and nothing changing. It's exhausting for me dealing with it. Easy to want to give up on that person that is stuck in this cycle. But please, if you're on the outside looking in, pray for them. The mental wear and tear that a toxic relationship can do to you really should be illegal. A person that you care about can change how you think of yourself in life in general in such a drastic way. Really is dangerous. I was the most could never be me chick in all of history. And almost everything that I said could never be me ended up being exactly me in my scenarios. So I would definitely not recommend doing that. Maybe, I don't know. But we all know someone who has been through this. I'm sure there's something in what I have said you can recognize in some way, shape, or form. And I just pray that if you know someone who's experiencing this, if you have experienced it yourself, if you're going through it right now, you would feel the Lord's comfort, His stability, His faithfulness, His intentionality, and His love, His compassion, and His guidance to help you to get through this life. Because you don't have to do it alone. My intention is not to sit here and tell the whole internet to leave their husband or their wife and be single. Single parenthood is not the bee's knees. It's something that we're dealt and we make the best of it, but it's not a first option that we would like to have. And I don't want me making videos about my excursion to seem like I'm encouraging this in any way, shape, or form. That is not the case. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. Single parenting is hard. Co-parenting with Jesus is easier, but it's still hard. Parenting in general, I guess I should say, is just tricky business, you know? There's so many decisions that we can make that can change the trajectory of generations to come. Within this series, I just want to make it easier for you. Do everything pretty much the opposite of what I did. Okay? Good grief. Even with all of the things that I did wrong, even all the times I didn't listen, all the times I did exactly, and you will see exactly the opposite of what the Lord told me to do, He still was faithful. He still loved me, continues to love me, and has guided me through this life. He has always had my back, and He will do the same for you. There is some dark times. There were some very, very dark times. A lot. But I'm thankful for every moment. If I could go back, I don't know that I would have any of it any other way. But that's for me. I want different for you. So, yeah. Okay. Yay. Okay, so we did it. We did something. I don't know really what we did, but we'll see in editing, I guess, right? Editing me, I hope you're okay. Thank you, Jesus, for my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, let me tell you a couple of things that are really cool that are happening this month. Tuesday, I am speaking at the recovery group that I go to, so I believe that I will have the video up on my YouTube channel. We'll see. I know it will be on the Refuge page, Refuge Recovery Ministries at the Sanctuary Church, so if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. I also will be giving my testimony on April 29th in Bloomington, Indiana. So literally honored and humbled to be able to give this to a group of people that have never heard my story. Like I said yes so fast, I didn't even realize what I did. I literally, she asked me and I was like, yes, absolutely. And I was like, wait, Lord, help. And now I'm nervous, but the Lord is going to move. I know He's going to move. Wow. I'm like, wow, okay, opportunity. Thank you. Me and my sister are also going to Charity Gale on Thursday, April 16th, in Indianapolis. Oh my gosh, I'm so stinking excited. This is so cool. It's gonna be awesome. And yeah, I hope that you'll subscribe and like the video. If you got something out of it, share with someone who who's a single mom, knows a single mom, looked at a single mom, smelled a single mom one time, breathed the word single mom. Literally just share it with anybody. Why not? And I hope to see you again for the next one. All right, I love you. Bye.